Who are the people that you should be checking out and following online this year? Find out in a second because it's time.
You're listening to the Church Digital Sidekick Podcast, part of the TCD Podcast Network.
Hey, my name is Tom Pounder, and this is the Church Digital Sidekick Podcast. This is the podcast where I bring on ministry leaders. We talk about how you can do ministry more effectively in this very digital and online world. And today's podcast is going to be a little bit different because this is something I do every year at the very beginning or the end of one year or the beginning of the next year. And I highlight 6 different people or groups of people that you should be following in the current year. They're people that I started following over the past year or I've become friends with and I feel like I learn a ton from. And so I want to share them with you so that you can learn a ton from them as well. Now, the criteria for this, though, is really simple, though. You have to be involved with online ministry or church communication, social media ministry, family ministry in some contexts as well. Because again, while I'm an online minister, I also have a big and deep history with student ministry and family ministry. So my passion is there as well. So I highlight a mix of all those different people. And again, people that you should follow. But the other criteria is you have to be posting and sharing consistently. You know, like for instance, if you have a blog or a podcast or vlog of some sort, if you post like once every 8 months, that's not going to quite do it for me. I like someone who posts consistently and who's there to help other people, not for their own interests, but for the interests of other people. So again, this is something that I do every single year. I love it. I love highlighting these people because they're people that really have struck a chord with me. And they're people that I really have learned a ton from as well. And overall, they are great people. And I've really have a great time learning from them, having conversations with them and whatnot. So I'm going to share with you guys these 6 people in a second. But before I do that, I do want to highlight the Church Digital. At thechurch.digital, that's the website. We've got tons of online ministry help, whether you're doing online ministry from a traditional standpoint, whether you're planting an online church or whether you're doing a metaverse church. We have tons of resources, podcasts, blogs. We have tons of coaches that are there to help you. So if you've never checked out the Church Digital, go do it today, thechurch.digital. You'll learn a ton in this coming year. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into this 6 to highlight in this new year. They're in no particular order, but I'm really excited to share with them right now. The first person is Peter Von Kahl. I've known Peter for a really long time. I knew him before he was involved in my youth ministry. His oldest sister was involved with my youth ministry, and he kind of hung around until he became involved in our youth ministry. And I've gotten to know him over the years, and this guy is a great man of God. He's a great family man, and he has a huge passion to help your church or your organization share your story. He's a videographer, and he got started with that in college and worked his way all the way where he's helping lots of different churches, lots of different ministry organizations, and other nonprofits share their story via video. So if you want some encouragement on videography, if you want some encouragement on marketing and how to tell your story in your church, you really want to check out Peter. He's on Twitter, really active on Twitter. He's also got his own webpage, and I actually got to interview him recently on the podcast where we talked about Premiere Pro. He uses Premiere Pro religiously, and he is a guy that shares just some great tips on how you can use Premiere Pro, because I don't use Premiere Pro. I use iMovie, but how you can use Premiere Pro and help you share your story. So he gives some tips on that. So if you want some good tips on videography, if you want some good tips on marketing and how you share your story, follow Peter Von Kahl. I've got all his links in the show notes. The next person to follow is Kenny Jang. Kenny's been involved with online ministry for a really long time, even longer than I've been involved with online ministry. He's been involved from a point where he's been a ministry leader, the online pastor at Liquid Church in New Jersey. But his passion and his heart for technology, he's a guy who is constantly learning and growing. And when new things come out, he's constantly looking at that and seeing how you can use that for ministry. He's done that all throughout his time in ministry, and his goal is to help you as an online ministry leader or social media leader or AI leader, someone that he wants to help you and so that you can best reach your community, whether it's an online community or a local community. So Kenny is a wonderful guy. He's got a tremendous heart to see you and your church grow. And he has just been announced, actually, as the director of AI Next for Exponential. And AI is the new thing, and Kenny has been all in on that. And if you've not checked out his website, aiforchurchleaders.com, you need to check that out. It's a great platform for you to learn more stuff about AI. But he's also posting, he actually runs Church Tech Today, and he's got tons of different Facebook groups as well. So Kenny is a fantastic guy. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, again, about future stuff in regards to online ministry, but he's got a guy that can help you today and every day. So I want to encourage you, check out Kenny Jang for your online ministry help. The next person I want to highlight is Vernette John Joyles. Vernette is someone I just met this past year, and she is wonderful. Her heart is for churches and ministry leaders to go forward in digital ministry. You know, again, so many churches have been going backwards, back to the old way that we used to do it. And while the way we used to do it is fine, it's not what's going to get us to the next step and not be able to reach more people. And Vernette has been dedicated to helping churches and ministry leaders go forward with digital. She offers great webinars. She offers a great website called Digging Into Digital, which I'll include in the show notes. And she's just got a tremendous heart to encourage you and inspire you so that we can help, again, use this digital and online platform to reach more people for Jesus. And the cool thing about Vernette is that she's from England, and so she's got a great accent. I'll include my conversation with her in the show notes. We have a great conversation about how you can help churches and ministry leaders grow in their digital platforms. But she's fantastic. She's got a great, humble heart, and I love talking with her. So if you want to dig into digital a little bit more, you want to check out Vernette today. The next person I want to highlight is Aaron Magnuson. Aaron's been involved with online ministry for a number of years. In fact, he served as an online pastor in places like Oregon and California and Texas for over 10 years. He has tremendous knowledge about online ministry, and he offers a lot of great wisdom and insights. He currently serves at pray.com, and you can check that website out as well. They've got a great network and a great ministry there. But one thing I love about Aaron is his heart and his passion to help you and your church grow in your online ministry and your digital ministry presence. And one of the ways he helps to do that is the Social Media Church podcast. If you've ever been listening to podcasts and you've been involved with online ministry, social media, or whatnot, you've heard of the Social Media Church podcast. It is really the premier Social Media Church podcast. Got started a number of years ago, but Aaron's currently the co-host. He's been the co-host for 5 years with Neil Smith and T.K. Hammonds. They do a fantastic job about bringing in ministry leaders and encouraging you in your social media or online ministry context. And the other thing I love about Aaron is he has a true heart and passion for college football. I love that. He actually went to Oregon State University, was a part of their football team as an offensive lineman. And he loves tweeting and posting about football and college football. And so if you want some encouragement in your online ministry, follow the Social Media Church podcast, but also follow him on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. He's a great follow. The next person I want to highlight is Barbara Carnito. Barbara is a fantastic person. In fact, this quick little story is that when I first met her in person, we'd been Facebook friends and we've been in similar groups before. We've kind of interacted on Messenger before, but I've never seen her in person. And I'm at Exponential a few years ago, and she just comes up to me like, Tom Pounder. And I'm like, what? Who? And I'm like, it was Barbara. And she was just such a lovely person to talk to. We had a great conversation. In fact, actually, I interviewed her in this past fall talk about the age of curation. Barbara has a ton of knowledge and wisdom about church communication. So if you're involved with church communication, she's got a great Facebook group. She's got a great conference. She does this all the time, and her desire is to help churches with your internal communication, but also external communications, how you can best communicate to the people in your church and then out of your church. I love talking with her. She's got a ton of strategy. She's got a ton of insights, and she's a wonderful person to talk to. She's great with her knowledge, but she's great with helping you understand how you can best reach your local community, but also your online community as well. So if you need some help with church communications and some strategy, she'll help you today, but she's also got that foresight to look into the future and say, hey, this is what's the stuff that's coming up. So I've got my conversation with her, talk about the age of curation, but I also got all her links as well. So click on the show notes to connect with her today. And finally, the last person, but again, definitely not the least, is Dustin Stout. Dustin is someone I've become very familiar with through interacting with Twitter. He's got a huge heart for communications, huge heart for using technology for your business or for your ministry. And the cool thing I love about Dustin is while he focuses a lot on helping businesses, he actually has a ministry background. He was involved with student ministry for a number of years, and we talk about that in the podcast that we recorded. But he's also then transitioned to say, hey, how can I help other people use technology as well? So he's got a huge ministry mindset, which is awesome, but he's also got a huge passion to learn technology and help you grow in it. I actually am highlighting him because of his involvement with AI. He's an entrepreneur, and he created this program called Magi. And Magi combines all the great stuff about AI into one program, and he's constantly tweaking it, he's constantly adjusting it and learning about it so that he can help you in your church or your ministry or your business use AI properly and use it effectively. Again, he's a fantastic guy who's got a tremendous heart to help you and help you learn technology and how you can apply it into your specific context. He's on Twitter, he's on Threads, he's on other platforms as well. I'm including all his links, including our conversation about Magi and how you can use it for your ministry. That's in the show notes, so check him out today. All right, so there you have it. My 6 to follow in this new year. Again, there's lots of people that you can choose to follow, and in fact, I would love to hear from you. Who are you following that you think I should follow? Put it in the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter at @TAPounder. That's my Twitter handle. I would love to connect with you there and learn who you're following so I can follow them and maybe even highlight them in a future year. If you want to look at the past episodes of who I've highlighted over the years, there's been a number of them. Go to the show notes. You can click on any of the years and you can start following them as well. All right, heroes. Well, thank you so much for being with me. I pray and hope that you have a wonderful new year and that God does amazing things in your life. If you'd like to subscribe to this podcast, it's on YouTube, it's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on other platforms as well. Go and subscribe to it. I'd love for you to get these every time they come out. All right, heroes. Well, I hope you have a great new year and may God bless.